last of them.
There you are. We should get out of here. I don't think this place is safe.
You said you didn't know about the Thorian. I don't like being lied to.
I was afraid. I wanted to stop the tests, but they threatened me. Told me I'd be next. When the Geth attacked, I stayed behind to send a message to Colonial Affairs. I tried to tell them where to find the Thorian, but the power cut before I could send the message. I never meant for this to happen.
Just tell me where I can find the Thorian. No more lies.
The Thorian is underneath Zoo's Hope, but the entrance is blocked. The colonists covered it with the freighter just before the Geth attacked.
What bothers me is why the Geth were after the Thorian in the first place.
Well, it does have unique mind control capabilities. That's what Exogeny was interested in.
Normandy to shore party, come in.
What is it, Joker?
We're getting a lot of Geth comm chatter. Looks like they're headed your way.
You heard the man. Let's move out.
I'm coming with you. I might be able to help. Undo the mess I helped create.
You can't do this, Jong.
Everyone shut up! Let me think.
What's going on?
You won't get away with this.
Get her out of here!
Get away from her, you son of a bitch!
Lisbeth!
Damn it! Come out where I can see you! All of you! Shepard, damn it. I knew it was too much to hope the Geth would kill you. I found some interesting facts about you in the Exogeny database. I know it happened on Akuz. This doesn't have to end like that.
What do you think you're doing, Zhang?
Communications are back up. Exogeny wants this place purged.
This is a human colony, Jong. You can't just repurpose us.
It's not just you. There's something here far more valuable than a few colonists.
Are you gonna tell them about the Thorian, or should I?
The what?
It's a telepathic life form living under Zoo's Hope. It's taking control of the colonists there. Exogeny knew all along.
You won't get away with this, Jong.
So you keep saying, but nobody's gonna miss a few colonists.
I won't let you hurt these people anymore. Drop your weapon or be prepared to use it.
If that's the way it has to be, heck, come on, come on!
As if we don't have enough problems. Now we're shooting each other in the back.
It's my fault. I knew what was going on and I didn't do anything.
Don't you start. You do good work, and you know it. So what now, Commander?
I need to find out why the Geth are after the Thorian.
The colonists won't let you near the Thorian. They die first. They're under its control.
What else am I supposed to do?
There's gotta be another way.
I think there is. You could safely use a nerve agent to neutralize the colonists.
Like a gas grenade.
Sounds good. I'll do what I can.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Commander.
We'll stay out of your way until you clear a path.
I don't know what that plant does to people, but that's not human.
I want a clean sweep. Nothing hostile lives to take a second shot.
What about the nerve grenades we acquired? We could potentially incapacitate the colonists.
We don't have time to waste on these people. There's a galaxy at stake.
All right, it's too bad there's no other way. They can't help themselves.
secure.
I tried to fight it, but it gets in your head. You can't imagine the pain. I was supposed to be their leader. These people trusted me. It wants me to stop you, but I won't. I won't!
Alright, we just need to find this creature and determine what it... Keela. What is that?
Nothing's ever simple, is it?
Invaders, your every step is a transgression. 1,000 feelers appraise you as meat, good only to dig or decompose. I speak for the old growth as I did for Saren. You are within and before the Thorian. It commands that you be in awe.
You gave something to Saren. Something I need.
Saren sought knowledge of those who are gone. The old growth listened to flesh for the first time in the long cycle. Trades were made. Then cold ones began killing the flesh that would tend the next cycle. Flesh fairly given. The old growth sees the air you push as lies. It will listen no more.
I won't let you keep your thralls. Release them, now.
No more will the Thorian listen to those that scurry. Your lives are short, but have gone on too long. Your blade is the crown. I'm free. I suppose I should thank you for releasing me.
How do I know this isn't some kind of trick?
This is no trick. The Thorian is dead, and I am myself again. My name is Shiala. I served Matriarch Benezia. When she allied herself with Saren, so did I. Benezia foresaw the influence Saren would have. She joined him to guide him down a gentler path. But Saren is compelling. Benezia lost her way.
You chose to side with Saren. So did Matriarch Benezia.
Benezia underestimated Saren, as I did. We came to believe in his cause and his goals. The strength of his influence is troubling.
She tried to manipulate Saren, but in the end, her plan backfired.
Asari matriarchs are among the most intelligent and powerful beings in the galaxy. How could one fall under Saren's control?
Saren has a vessel, an enormous warship unlike anything I've ever seen. He calls it Sovereign. It can dominate the minds of his followers. They become indoctrinated to Saren's will. The process is subtle. It can take days, weeks, but in the end, it is absolute. I was a willing slave when Saren brought me to this world. He needed my biotics to communicate with the Thorian, to learn its secrets. Saren offered me in trade. I was sacrificed to secure an alliance between Saren and the Thorian.
That's what you get for trusting Saren.
Saren is quick to betray his followers, and his allies. Once he had what he needed, he ordered his Geth to destroy the Thorian. Saren knows you are searching for the conduit. He knows you are following his steps. He attacked the Thorian so you could not gain the cipher.
What's the cipher? And why did Saren need it?
The beacon on Eden Prime gave you visions. But the visions are unclear, confusing. They were meant for a Prothean mind. To truly comprehend them, you must think like a Prothean. You must understand their culture, their history, their very existence. The Thorian was here long before the Protheans built this city. It watched and studied them. When they died, it consumed them. They became a part of it.
Just give me some plain answers. Where is the cipher?
The cipher is the very essence of being a Prothean. It cannot be described or explained. It would be like describing color to a creature without eyes. To understand, you must have access to endemic ancestral memory. A viewpoint spanning thousands of Prothean generations. I sensed this ancestral memory, the cipher, when I melded with the Thorian. Our identities merged, our minds intertwined. Such knowledge cannot be taught. It simply exists.
You taught Saren, you can teach me.
There is a way. I can transfer the knowledge from my mind to yours, as I did with Saren. Try to relax, Commander. Slow, deep breaths. Let go of your physical shell. Reach out to grasp the threads that bind us, one to another. Every action sends ripples across the galaxy. Every idea must touch another mind to live. Each emotion must mark another's spirit. We are all connected. Every living being united in a single glorious existence. Open yourself to the universe, Commander. Embrace eternity. I have given you the cipher, just as it was given to Saren. The ancestral memories of the Protheans are a part of you now.
Are you alright, Shepard? What'd she do?
All I saw were more weird visions. It still didn't make sense.
You have been given a great gift. The experience of an entire people. It will take time for your mind to process this information.
You look a little queasy. We should get you back to the ship.
I'm sorry if you have suffered, but there was no other way. You needed the cipher. In time, it will help you understand the vision from the beacon.
You were allied with Saren. For all I know, you still are. I can't just let you walk away.
Your suspicions are understandable, but you freed me from the Thorian and from Saren. I am on your side now. If you allow it, I would like to stay here with the colonists. They have suffered greatly, and I played a role in their suffering. I would like to make amends.
The colonists will need all the help they can get. They'll be happy to have you on their side.
Thank you, Commander. May fortune smile upon you.
You tried to do for us. Saved a few. It's more than most would have done. Anyway, thanks. We'll start again. Just not here. Will you kill? It's a shame it had to end like this.
It's not...
Stop.
I was hoping you'd have a moment to speak with me. I've got a bit of a problem.
I don't really have time to spare.
I need to retrieve some data. It's not
I'm done with this planet.
All right. Just remember, there's money to be...
I hope Exo didn't learn from this.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Are you okay, Commander? You look a little pale.
It's that damn cipher. That Asari messed you up good. And for what? We still don't know where to find the stupid conduit. What a waste.
You're right. We've been on a wild goose chase this whole time.
We still have another lead, Commander. That Asari scientist in the Artemis Tau cluster, the Matriarch's daughter. She's an expert on the Protheans. Maybe she knows something.
Don't worry. We'll deal with her soon enough. Crew dismissed.
I've sent off the Pharos report, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Commander, Exogenia should have told us about the Thorian. It would have made your job much easier.
You might have been able to capture it for study instead of destroying it.
The only reason to study a creature like that is to figure out how to kill it.
Yes, kill it. That's how you humans usually deal with things you don't understand.
Goodbye, Counselor.
Oh, lost the connection, ma'am. Sorry.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Is it the Ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the Council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
You didn't seem that interested in helping me before. Why now?
The Council agreed that Saren was dangerous, Commander. That was why we made you a Spectre. We only balked at unleashing the full force of the Citadel fleet against him.
Nobody on the Council wants to see you fail, so we contacted you with this latest information.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
I'm listening.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
I don't like being kept in the dark.
We can't have you racing around the galaxy chasing false leads, Commander. We only contacted you because we feel this may be significant.
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
A missing infiltration team's not my problem. Clean up your own mess.
That unit may have sacrificed their lives to get this message out. Saren is up to something on Vermeer. You'd see that if it weren't for your stubborn human pride.
I will find Saren, but I'm doing it my way.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
I've got a bad feeling about this. How horrible. The entire colony must have been transformed. You lead. I'll follow.
Ready.
I'm right here.
Looks like we've got an active distress beacon on the planet below, Commander. No message, just a locator signal.
Rescuers? Oh, thank God. See? I told you somebody would come to investigate that signal. My name is Dr. Ross, Chief Exogeny Researcher at this facility. We've been trapped in this room for days. We're almost out of food and water. You got here just in time.
Not so fast. First, you're gonna tell me why this place is overrun with Thorian creepers.
How do you know about the Thorian?
I know what Exogeny was up to. I saw what they let the Thorian do to those colonists, so I destroyed it.
Our secret's out then. No point in my lying. You already know the worst. The creepers here were created using altered samples from the specimens on Pharos. We discovered a way to turn them into docile, obedient servants. Everything was going fine until a few days ago. Then all the creepers suddenly went berserk. Only a handful of us made it back into the safety of this room.
What did you expect? You couldn't really believe those things were safe.
We knew there were risks, but I thought we'd taken all the necessary precautions. I didn't mean for this to happen. Look, I know what we did here was wrong. I'll admit that. But it's over now. There's no sense reporting this to the authorities, right?
Too many people died here. Their blood is on your hands.
Be reasonable. I didn't mean for this to happen. Besides, how does it help anyone if I end up in jail? Normally Exogeny would have my back, but it sounds like they're going to have their hands full cleaning up the mess on Pharos. But I've got money. A nice little emergency fund I set up. It's yours if you let us go.
This isn't about money. It's about justice. Blood for blood.
That's not going to happen. Open fire. Open fire! Rescuer? See? We've been trapped in this room for days.
I need to know what's going on. Why is this
How
place—
do you know about the Thorian?
I know what Exogeny was up to.
Our secret's out. The Creeper. Everything was going fine until a few days ago.
What did you expect?
We knew— Look, I know what we did here was wrong. I'll admit that. But it's over now.
You were in charge of this project.
Normally Exo— But I've got money. A nice little emergency
Deal.
fund.
Get the hell out of here.
You made the smart choice, Commander.
According to the log files, the ship was out near the Perseus Veil. Looks like they found some kind of alien artifact. They brought it on board, and then... This is really weird, Shepard. They plotted a course straight into the Perseus Veil, like they wanted the Geth to find them.
That artifact must have done something to them. Why else would someone fly into Geth space?
The entries don't make a lot of sense after that. It's like the captain's mind was falling apart. I don't see anything about how they got back into human territory.
Yeah. The Geth turned them into husks and left the ship where someone would find it, trying to show us what...
According to the... They brought it on board, and then...
What else do the logs say?
The entries don't make a lot of sense after that.
The Geth turned them into husks and left the ship where someone would find it, trying to show us what happens to organics dumb enough to innovate.
Commander, I'm reading a signal. Must be our Salarian infiltration team.
Check out those defense towers.
Drop the Mako. We'll go in hot and take them out.
I'll get you in underneath their radar, Commander.
Got a clean drop, Commander.
Stay out of range and continue evasive maneuvers until I bring those AA towers down.
I know the drill. Meet you at the camp once those towers are offline. Joke around.
down, Commander. On approach to the Solarian base now. Out.
Ready to move out, Commander. the Solarian camp.
Commander, Normandy's touched down at the base, but it looks like we're grounded. The Solarian captain can explain when we get here.
That must be the Solarian camp.
So what are we supposed to do now?
Stay put until we can come up with a plan.
Are you in charge here? What's the situation?
I'm Captain Kirahi, 3rd Infiltration Regiment STG. You and your crew have just landed in the middle of a hot zone. Every AA gun within 10 miles has been alerted to your presence.
Oh, that's just great. What now?
We stay put until the Council sends the reinforcements we requested.
We are the reinforcements.
What? You're all they sent? I told the Council to send a fleet.
We couldn't understand your transmission. They sent me to investigate.
That is a repetition of our task. I lost half my men investigating this place.
So what have you found?
Saren's base of operations. He set up a research facility here, but it's crawling with Geth and very well fortified.
Is he here? Have you seen him?
No, but his Geth are everywhere, and we've intercepted some comms referring to Saren. This is his facility, there's no doubt about that.
What's Saren researching?
He's using the facility to breed an army of Krogan.
How is that possible?
Apparently, Saren has discovered a cure for the genophage.
Geth are bad enough, but a Krogan army. He'd be almost unstoppable.
Exactly my thoughts. We must ensure that this facility and its secrets are destroyed.
Destroyed? I don't think so. Our people are dying. This cure can save them.
If that cure leaves this planet, the Krogan will become unstoppable. We can't make the same mistake again.
We are not a mistake.
Is he going to be a problem? We already have enough angry Krogan to deal with.
Don't worry about it, Captain.
I do worry. That's why I'm still alive. Why don't you go talk to the Krogan? My men and I need some time to come up with a new plan of attack. In the meantime, if you need any supplies, you can talk to Commander Rentola. He's in one of the tents nearby.
Looks like things are a bit of a mess.
Yeah. I wouldn't be so worried if it wasn't for Rex. It looks like he's gonna blow a gasket.
Just drop it. He'll be fine.
If you say so. But I'm gonna keep my eye on him, if it's all the same to you.
This isn't right, Shepard.
Calm down, Rex. I'm not the enemy here. Saren's the one you should be mad at.
Really? Saren created a cure for my people. You want to destroy it. Help me out here, Shepard. The lines between friend and foe are getting a little blurry from where I stand.
I shouldn't have to explain that to you, Rex.
Indulge me. If you can't give me a better reason than this to destroy the hopes of my people, then I'm done with you.
I can't let you jeopardize the mission.
So that's it. All this time, and that's all I get from you. How can you not see what this means to the Krogan? This base can't be destroyed. I won't allow it.
Rex, please. We can discuss this.
No more talk, Shepard. I've got to do this my way.
I don't think so, friend.
All right, we're done here.
Wait, what? Did you just kill him, Chief?
Better him than the commander.
down, Commander. On approach to the Solarian base now. Out.
Ready to move out, Commander. That's the last one. We should be able to reach the Solarian camp.
Commander, Normandy's touched down at the base, but it looks like we're grounded. The Solarian captain is going to get here.
That must be the Solarian camp.
So what are we supposed to do now?
Stay put until we can come up with a plan.
Are you in charge here?
You and your crew have just landed in the middle of a hot zone.
That's just...
We stay put until the... What? You're all the same?
We couldn't understand.
I lost half my men.
So what have you found?
Saren's base of operations. He said...
How is that possible?
Apparently, Saren has discovered a cure for the genophage.
What's so important about curing this...
We introduced... Without it, the Krogan will quickly overrun the galaxy. And these Krogan follow
Geth are
Saren.
bad enough, but a Krogan army... He'd be
Exactly my thoughts.
Destroyed.
If that cure leaves... Is he going to be a problem?
He'll be fine.
My men and I need to rethink our plan of
Don't be
attack.
long, Captain.
In the meantime...
Looks like things are a bit of a mess.
Yeah. I wouldn't be so worried if it wasn't for Rex.
You think I should go talk to him?
It wouldn't hurt. Well, it might, actually. Just do it carefully.
I'll be careful. But be
I'm
ready.
always ready.
This isn't right.
I understand you're upset, but we both know Saren's the enemy here. He's the one you should be angry with.
Really? Saren created it. Help me out here, Shepard. The lines between friend and foe are getting a little blurry from where I stand.
This isn't a cure, it's a weapon, and if Saren is allowed
That's a chance we should be willing to take. This is the fate of my entire people we're talking about. If you can't give me a better reason than this to destroy the hopes of my people, then I'm done with you.
All you need to know is that I'm giving you an order to fall in line.
That's it. How? This base can't be destroyed. I won't allow it.
These Krogan are slaves of Saren, puppets, tools to be used and discarded. Is that what you want for your people?
No, we were tools for the Council once. Thank us for wiping out the Rachni. They neutered us all. I doubt Saren will be as generous. All right, Shepard. You've made your point. I don't like this, but I trust you enough to follow your lead. Just one thing. When we find Saren, I want his head. If we're doing this, let's go.
It won't be an easy...
Normally I wouldn't think much of Salarians in a firefight, but these soldiers seem well trained.
The upcoming battle frightens me, but I know...
Greetings, human. I am Commander Rentola.
Let me see what you have.
What little there is.
Thank you for speaking with the Krogan. The assault on Saren's base will
I assume that
of
means...
sorts.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the facility is too well fortified for that. The bomb... Your ship can drop it.
You want
on.
us to go
We
in?
won't be able to...
I'm going... While we've got their attention, you can sneak your
I
shadow.
just hope you survive.
And that may... I need one of your men to accompany me. To help coordinate the teams.
You expect me to commit one
We're
of...
all soldiers by...
He's right, Commander. We can't
Not so fast, LT.
With all due respect, Gunrich.
Why is it that whenever someone says, with all due respect, they really mean kiss my ass?
Alenko, you're with the captain. Keep it simple. Understood?
Aye, aye, Commander.
I will have the ordnance loaded. Do you have any questions before we go, Commander?
I'm ready when you are, Captain.
Excellent.
Well, this is it. Don't do anything foolish while I'm gone, Ash. Yeah, Good luck.
It's a dangerous situation.
You all know the mission and what is at stake. I have come to trust each of you with my life, but I have also heard murmurs of discontent. I share your concerns. We are trained for espionage. We would be legends, but the records are sealed. Glory in battle is not our way. Think of our heroes. A silent step who defeated a nation with a single shot. Or the ever-alert who kept armies at bay with hidden facts. These giants do not seem to give us solace here, but they are not all that we are. Before the network, there was the fleet. Before diplomacy, our influence... Good luck, Commander. I hope we will meet again. Com check. Do you read me, Commander?
Loud and clear.
Good. And Commander, if you see any way to undermine their defenses, we could definitely use the help. Shadow is on the ground. Repeat, Shadow is on the ground. Lieutenant Alenko with the coordinates. Run on that. Time to get some attention.
We can't reach the Geth turrets. They're out of range.
They're calling SAT strikes. JNO, watch for comm stations. Alenko, can you see anything?
Heading to perimeter stations to recharge. Bunker up before they come back.
We've got access to base security. We can cut the alarms from here, maybe even trigger alarms on the far side of the base. It'll clear the guards out for us, but they might be too much for the Solarian teams to handle.
Alenko can take a few more.
I hope they're ready for this.
Is someone out there?
Krogan reinforcements! Janto, hold your ground! We're being flanked!
you're not a Gath. Lieutenant Gonto Imnes of the 3rd Infiltration Regiment.
Everyone here is indoctrinated.
I watched good people reduced to mindless husks. Don't look. Thank you, human. And good luck. You'll need it.
These look docile.
Oh, this is no way to treat a prisoner. Kill them.
Open the doors.
Are you sure, Shepard? At best, I might
Leave them. Let's get moving.
It's safest.
Sarah needs to pay what he done to my people.
Big Paul. The voice is always with me.
Aircraft heading to perimeter stations to recharge. Bunker up before they come back.
It'll clear the guards out for us, but they might be too much for the Solarian teams to handle.
Just disable the alarms. We can handle any guards inside.
Is someone out there?
Fill those holes. Come on, Shepard. Make it soon.
Well, you're not a Geth. Lieutenant Gonto Imnes of the 3rd Infiltration Regiment, captured during recon. I assume the fleet was called in to destroy the base?
The transmission wasn't clear. Fleet's not coming.
I see. He knew about the breeding. I watched good people reduced to mindless husks. There wasn't anything left.
I'm opening your cell.
Don't look back. Thank you, human. And good luck. You'll need it.
These look docile.
Oh, this is no way to treat a prisoner. Kill them, sure, but leave them like this.
Better to die than to live like this.
It's all we can do for them.
What do you want? Who are you? Alliance, right? I knew someone would come. It tried to break me, but it couldn't.
Nobody's going anywhere till I get some
Private Manos... Never any... That's not too much to ask, is it? A little payback?
Can you help me, or will I be carrying you out of here?
I'll be at your back every step of the way.
Something's not right here, Shepard.
Setting him free could endanger...
No, I need to get out. Let me out.
Set him free.
Yes, sir. I should be. Damn simple!
just want to get out.
Everyone in this place is trying...
You think the indoctrination only affects prisoners? Sooner or later, Saren...
Give me one reason.
See? Full access. All of Saren's private files. Are we good? Can I go?
I'm gonna blow this place
What?
to hell.
You can't. But I'll never... Ah!
I like the way you think, Shepard.
Shepard, look over here. It's another beacon, like the one on Eden Prime. I get the feeling something bad is about to happen. You are not Saren. What is that? Some kind of VI interface?
Rudimentary creatures of blood and flesh. You touch my mind, fumbling in ignorance, incapable of understanding.
I don't think this is a VI.
There is a realm of existence so far beyond your own, you cannot even imagine it. I am beyond your comprehension. I am Sovereign.
Sovereign isn't just some Reaper ship Saren found. It's an actual Reaper.
Reaper, a label created by the Protheans to give voice to their destruction. In the end,
The Protheans vanished.
we are eternal, the pinnacle of evolution.
Whatever your plan is, it's gonna fail. I'll make sure.
Cycle? What?
The Protheans were not the first.
Why would you construct...
They're harvesting us, letting us advance to
You're
the
not
level-
even alive.
Words are as empty as your future. I am the vanguard of your destruction. This exchange is over.
Commander, we got trouble.
Lay it on me, Joker. I love bad news.
That ship's Sovereign? It's moving. I don't know what you did down there, but that thing just pulled a turn that would shear any of our ships in half. It's coming your way, and it's coming hard. You need to wrap things up in there fast.
There's nothing we can do here. Idea, Shepard?
We'll head for the breeding facility. Time to blow this place to hell.
Right, Commander. I'll meet you there. Joker out.
The Geth are turning. Shepard must be nearing the target. Janto, keep them here. Circle around. assault on the other one. That's the gun. We need to clear those Geth and get the charges set. The charges are set and ready. Everybody get low and keep your heads down.
All right! Nice work. That's one less thing to worry about. Commander, I'm bringing us in. I'll get as close to the site as I can.
Bomb is in position. We're all set here.
Commander, do you read me?
The nuke is almost ready, Lieutenant. Get to the rendezvous point.
Negative, Commander. The Geth have us pinned down on the AA tower. We've taken heavy casualties. Captain Kirahi's dead. We'll never make the rendezvous point in time.
Hold tight. We're coming to get you.
Negative. Just make sure that nuke is set. We'll hold them as long as we can.
It's okay, Commander. I need a couple of minutes to finish arming the nuke. Go get them and meet me back here.
You keep that nuke safe.